Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Angela Yee, and this is Wifey, Wise Intuitive Feminine Energy. I'm glad that you are here. I always want to say wise, intuitive, feminine entrepreneurs, but we are entrepreneurs, but we also are energy. And so this is what this channel is all about. Ultimately, we are all about returning home to self, becoming knowledgeable of who and what you are. That's vitally important today because who and what you are is directly connected to you living life, the life of your dreams. If you don't know what you are, you will not be able to manifest and live in this reality to the degree that you desire to live it. Okay. We talk about returning home to self on this channel, you becoming knowledgeable enough to where you return to self. I like to give the parable of the prodigal son. The prodigal son went out. He squandered all of his riches that he got from his father because he asked his father, "Give me all of my stuff at the very beginning." And the father did. He gave him everything that he requested of him. And he squandered it all. And then all of a sudden, it said the prodigal son had to come to himself. You got to ask yourself a question. Where was his self? And I say this all the time. The self was not buried up under a pile of pig rubbish. The self was not um, lost inside of his family, but the self was hidden deep within the portals of his own soul. And so the prodigal son had to remember, he came to himself, he awakened to his self, knowing, awareness, and from that point, he returned home. So this journey, it's all about you awakening and returning home. That's what we talk about on this channel. Okay. And so on today, as you see from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about how to develop self-awareness, to unlock prosperity, to experience abundance, and to experience joy. All of us want to experience joy. Happiness is not anybody's responsibility. That is your responsibility. No one in this reality can make you happy but you. Joy is not anyone else's responsibility. No one else can make you joyful but you, including the abundance. No one outside of you can give you the abundance. If it's not in you, then it's not going to come outside of you. And likewise with prosperity, with finances, with everything in this reality, it has to be inside of you. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about today in this video is the divine blueprint of you, because each of us have a divine blueprint. In the very beginning, you'll hear me say this often in a lot of my contexts because I believe in repeating, because we learn by repetition. So in the very beginning, we would know that in the beginning, so before the beginning had a beginning, the beginning did not start with a book. I want to say that first and foremost. Your beginning was long in existence before a book was ever written and formulated in order to give you a set of rules and a set of instructions or laws to follow by. So in the beginning, there was you. In the very beginning, there was energy. You are energy, you are spirit, you are light slowed down to visibility. So, in that very beginning, there was a blueprint, a code, genetic codes, your global positioning system. There was something that was on the inside of you that you have yet to discover. And if I can refer to the scripture that talks about Adam and Eve, and when God, energy source, appeared to Adam and Eve, it said, "Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that, Adam? Who told you that you did not have on clothes?" And so that's the question that I'm going to ask you right at the very beginning. We jumping out here at the very beginning, and I'm going to challenge your mind to come up with a thought of who built your beliefs. Who built them? Where did you get those beliefs about yourself? Who told you that you were broke? Who told you that you were busted? Who told you that you were disgusted? Who told you that you were unlovable? Who told you that you were unworthy? Who told you that you would never amount to anything in this reality? Who told you that you were not rich, that you have to earn riches? Who told you you were not born wealthy? You were born rich. You were born mentally, spiritually, and materially rich in all things. And I honestly know that it is a sin to be poor. I'll talk about what the word sin means in another video, but it is a sin to be poor, to have the mindset of poverty, to have the infrastructure. I'm not talking about the building externally, but this infrastructure of poverty, because you did not come here to beg life to give you anything. You did not come here to beg life to love you. You did not come here to beg life to give you blessings and to give you prosperity. You came here to command your reality as a command center. You came here as one in authority, as one who knows exactly why they are here. Your purpose is connected to the reason why you're here, and your work that you're supposed to do is also connected to you understanding your individuality and your awareness and your skill set and the reason why you are in this reality. Work is connected to your purpose. Your purpose is the reason why you're here. And when you don't understand the work, you'll work the work that was never created or designed for you to work. You'll work someone else's reality versus working the reality that you have been purposed and designed to work. So you came to command your reality, to walk like a divine masculine and a divine feminine energetic being, and to think like a God. And I think it's Job, it says that when a king decrees a thing, so shall it be established. And it also goes on in another passage, it talks about that ye are gods. Ye are gods. And then it asks another part of that. It says, now who's going to refute this? Who's going to challenge the idea and the thought that you are a God? And I want to remind you that you are a God. It's time to you for you to remember that prosperity as a God, as a spirit being, as a divine masculine, as a divine feminine, that prosperity is your birthright. You don't have to beg and ask someone to give you your birthright by law of nature. By law of being birthed into something, it automatically belongs to you. My children, which are mine, by right of them being mine, by birth, there are certain things that they are going to be able to have access to. Certain things they don't even have to ask for, just by right of being birthed, it belongs to them. They're going to inherit it because they belong. And that has been a lot of the problem with a lot of people. You don't know that you belong, that you were already chosen, that you are worthy, that it is your right, and that you don't have to ask for anything outside. If we don't understand, and I think Dr. Miles Monroe made this statement, that when you don't understand a thing, abuse becomes inevitable. And I believe that we have not understood the Bible to the degree in which it has been written, the parables, the symbolisms, the metaphors, the mythology, all of it. You haven't understood it from an esoteric and a metaphysical awareness and understanding. And because of that, there has been a lot of things that have been abused, that have been misconstrued about who you are. Now I'm going to say what I just said again. By right, my children, because I birthed them, by legal right, they are able to have and are granted to have things because of the connection with me, because they are mine, because they belong. Some of you don't realize that you already belong. We have been told that God sits here and we're down here. And there's such a law of separatism to where we're separate. We've been programmed to believe that we're separate from God. When Jesus said, even in the Bible, that I and my Father, we are one. We are one spirit. There is one spirit, but there are many bodies. So you already belong to God. There's nothing that you need to be saved into. You just have to come into the awareness of this birthright, of this knowledge, of this conscious state. Okay. So I want you to know prosperity belongs to you. It is indeed your birthright. Okay. It belongs to you. It is indeed your birthright. I also want you to understand that all wealth begins within. Every bit of the wealth that you desire to experience is going to start from within. It has to. A baby grows within the mother's womb. Your mind is a spiritual womb of conception. Everything starts in the womb. If it's, even in the film, you have to grow the film has to be developed in the dark. That is displaying how things are done without the outside external, but it has to be done within a womb, within an incubation. So wealth begins within you. Your spirit, your energy is the womb. Wealth does not begin in a job. It does not begin in you getting the right partner. Now, I'm not saying that the right partner you're connected with, that you all would not be able to obtain a measure of wealth. I'm saying it does not begin, it does not start. The wealth that you are supposed to have does not start with a partner, it starts with you. Your wealth does not even begin in a bank account. The bank account just holds the money for you. But your wealth starts and happens and begins long before it ever enters into a bank account. So today, we're going to unlock the divine law of self awareness. Because until you know who and what you truly are, you're locked out of your own kingdom. I remember a time where I had locked myself out of my own house. I mean, I was completely locked out. Hope you guys can see me okay. I was completely locked out of my own house, and I had to call a key person to come in, open up the door because I was not able to get into my own house. And I didn't have the knowledge and awareness of how to go about accessing the entry point of my house. So I had to call someone else. And today, I believe Spirit has called me to help you become aware so that you can stop being locked out of your own kingdom. I want to remind you that every belief, I'm going to turn my light on. Okay, I hope you can see me better. All right. I'm going to remind you that every belief, every last one of the beliefs that you carry is a brick. Every one. And okay, every belief that you carry is a brick and you're stacking upon each other. Some of those beliefs were laid by your ancestors. The other beliefs were laid by fear. No matter how the beliefs were carried out, you get to be the architect. You get to be the architect of your own life, of your own reality. You're not here to survive life like you're just surviving, just barely getting by, just barely making it. You are here to construct it. This is your life to construct. And your reality is a temple, and your consciousness is the blueprint, and your awareness is the builder. Okay. So I'm laying a foundation before we actually get into the meat of what we're going to talk about, because I think that's important as one who's constructing this information for you. I wanted to lay a proper foundation because I think that's important so that you will know as we go along, as we build and expand, you'll come into enlightenment as to what we're talking about. So before a building is erected and before the foundation of the earth was laid, before your mother met your father, you, yes, you, I'm talking to the person who's watching me on this live, you were encoded with the blueprint of abundance. Okay. You were encoded with the blueprint of abundance. I hope you're taking notes. So I'm going to say that again. Before any buildings were erected, before we even had this world, that's really what I'm saying, before this world became in existence, before the foundation of the earth was laid, before your mother met your father, you, yes, you that are watching me on this live, you are encoded with the blueprint of abundance. And today, this video isn't about making you better because you are already good. You are already great. This video is about waking you up. And I want you to type in the chat, I am waking up. This is your time to awaken. This is your time to return back to self. And the reason why I say that because I know that you were never broken. You've been conditioned to believe that you were broken, but you were only sleep to who and what you are. And you've been asleep because you've been asleep to who and what you are. You've also been asleep to your own inheritance. You don't need fixing. Tell yourself that. Or if you want to write it in the chat, tell yourself or write in the chat, I don't need fixing. There's nothing about me that needed to be fixed. It's been a program. You just really need to accept yourself. You really need to activate. You came into this world not needing to be fixed. The Bible tells us that there's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. So if you're not broke, there's nothing missing from your life. Who told you? Who gave you those beliefs? You came to this world not to suffer under the law of man. Man gave you a set of rules. Religion gave you a set of rules. Society gave you a set of rules. But you did not come here to suffer under those laws, but you came here to master the law of divine mind. You came here as a walking decree, as a king, decree a thing. And every time you speak something out of your mouth, it becomes a decree. As a king decrees something, so shall it be established for him. Now we know that him is not neither gender specified, it's not male or female, but it's talking about the energy as a king decrees. You came here as a walking decree, as a living scroll, as a being of selfhood. And when you discover self, the knowledge of self is the greatest knowledge that you could ever obtain. Ask yourself, because we pick up stuff along our journey with the people that we're connected to within our own family dynamics, with those people that you call your friends, your colleagues, professionalism, business partners. You pick up things because of the magnetism that you have. You pick up things, you attract things. And some of us have picked up false identities. You've picked up false identities and you've mistaken those identities as your true self. All right. I want to ask you a question. What illusions have you bowed to as reality? What illusions? Because we live in a world that is an illusion, but what illusions have you bowed to? And now, because you bowed to them as one who is a servant, they've now become your reality. Put that in the chat. What illusions have you bowed to that have now become your reality? Self awareness is a core frequency of manifestation. A lot of times people hear me talking and they hear other people talking about self awareness and they think it's ego. Self awareness is not ego, it is alignment. It is the frequency that lets the universe know I'm ready to receive what's already mine. Self awareness is not ego, it is alignment. And when you become knowledgeable of self, you are also getting in alignment. And it is that frequency that lets the universe know I'm ready to receive what's already mine. Everything that you see in this world, every person that has ever come into your life, that person is you pushed out into visibility. The world around you, the things that you see in your reality, those is yourself pushed out into visibility. Now, you may get offended with this, but you can pray until you turn blue in the face. But your world is only going to look like what you've pushed out of you, what's in you. Because your life is not responding to your prayers, it's responding to your self concept. I'm going to say that again. You can pray until you're blue in the face. You can pray. I think my grandmother used to say, or somebody I know used to say, from now to kingdom come. You can pray from now to kingdom come. Your life is not going to respond to your prayers, it is responding to your self concept. So if you believe, and you believe this deep within yourself that you are lacking, that you're unworthy, that you are behind schedule, that you are overlooked, that you are invisible, your reality, like a mirror, is going to faithfully mirror that belief. It has to. This is how the laws work. Now, let me tell you something that's so radical. Beliefs, whatever you believe, is not added to you, it is revealed from within. It's not something that's adding to you, but is revealed from within. It's already there, coded in your divine design. Let me ask you a question. What if you stopped trying to believe and started remembering? How would your life look? How would your life look? Would your life look any different if you stop trying to believe? Because believing for something means that I'm separate from it. But if you start to remember, you remember, oh, I've already been connected to this. It's already here. It's already mine. I don't have to believe for what's already mine. Just like with my children, I don't have to believe that my children are mine. They are mine. I know that they're already here. They belong to me. Some of us need to do some reframing. Reframe the way in which you think about yourself. Let's reframe something right quick. You don't become successful, you uncover the version of you that already is. We're going to reframe the subconscious mind. We're reframing the subconscious mind because you're going to know who and what you are. Let's reframe that. Let's reframe it again. You don't become successful. You're just uncovering or unfolding the version of you that already is. Does that make sense? So let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about what beliefs actually are. What are beliefs? What are they? Have you ever wondered what a belief actually really is? Whatever you believe in, that is a vibrational agreement between you and reality. It is a contract that you sign subconsciously based on past pain, your family stories, or your cultural hypnosis. And most of you that are watching me, you are living ancestral vibrations and calling them personalities. Mm, 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 mm. Most of you that are watching me are living ancestral vibrations and calling them personalities. They are not your personalities, those are ancestral vibrations. You inherited guilt, you inherited fear, you inherited shame, you inherited poverty, you inherited limits, you inherited doubt, and you call them personalities. My personality is just that I'm just so afraid. I don't want to stand and do anything. My personality is, this is my personality. I just, I'm just so ashamed. That's not your personality. That's an inherited ancestral vibration. You're not fearful. You inherited ancestral vibration of fear. There are no limits except the limits that you put in your mind. And there are no limits except for the limits that comes through your ancestral vibration. But I got some good news for you today. You can reannounce every contract and rewrite your inner code. Right where you are, you can do this. If you're on your lunch break, if you're in your office, right where you are, you can renounce that contract. You're no longer going to be in contract with the ancestral vibrations that were not designed for your success. I want you to hold this thought in your head, in your mind. And that thought is, I revoke every belief that contradicts my divine nature. I revoke every belief that contradicts my divine nature. Every belief. No matter where the belief came from, I revoke it. You stop listening to people who have limitations in their life because they're going to give you the same limits that they have by revoking them. I revoke that belief. I'm not struggling. I revoke that. And next time somebody tell you that you're struggling, that you're broken, that you're poverty minded, that God wants you to suffer, revoke the belief because it contradicts my divine nature. So I don't have to accept that. I remember when I was in fundamental Christianity, this lady came to me telling me something. And she said it out loud in front of everybody to hear. Maybe some people that's watching that were at that particular event. And she asked me in front of everybody, did I receive what she said? Now, me, I'm the type of person. This is me. This you can call it ancestral vibration. My ancestral vibration is I'm going to speak the truth, even if it caused me to be ostracized. I'm not here to make friends. That's not what my assignment is. I'm not here to gain thousands and thousands of followers. People follow, they follow because it's the vibrational frequency in which I am resonating from. They are in alignment and it resonates with them. So I'm going to speak the truth. And so when she asked me, does that make sense? Do you receive? My answer was no, I do not. Because I knew that it contradicted my divine nature. That is not me. That came from a portal within you, baby. That didn't come from what I know and what I have been reading and studying and what source has told me about myself. So I rebuked it. As they say in the church, I rebuked it. And I revoked every belief that she was speaking out of her mouth because it was contrary to my divine nature. And you got to take your own authority and your own power and start revoking when you are hearing things that are spoken to you that is contrary to your divine nature. You don't have to accept that. Even if it's something that I'm saying, don't accept it. You don't, if it doesn't resonate with you, do not accept it. Revoke it. Doesn't matter who it is. I don't care who the beliefs come from. It can come from the mother, the father. It does not matter where the beliefs come from. Now, I'm going to give you 3 layers of beliefs to dismantle. 3. I want you to write these down. 3 layers of emotional, 3 layers of beliefs to dismantle. Number 1 is emotional imprints. What are emotional imprints? They are childhood experiences encoded into identity. Okay, number 1, I'm going to say it again, emotional imprints. Emotional imprints are childhood experiences encoded into identity. The second layer is cultural hypnosis. What is cultural hypnosis? Well, they said good girls don't. Money doesn't grow on trees. Those are cultural hypnosis. I'm a baddie in the, I'm bad and whatever. Mean girls, pretty girls, cultural hypnosis. Number 3, spiritual amnesia. Forgetting your divine identity and your creative power. You forgot it. So, those are things that you need to revoke. And those 3 layers of beliefs that you have to dismantle. Dismantle those beliefs. Okay? I want you to turn on the light that's on the inside of you. Turn the light on the inside of you. All of us have light. The doctors have microscoped blood and they saw light in it. All of us are light. The Bible talks about that. All the books talk about light, but scientists have proven that there's light on the inside of us. Light, when I was in school, they would put a light bulb next to a subject on, I guess, in the book. That means turn on your thinking cap, turn the light on, being like the light bulb come on, or get the revelation, get awareness. I want you to be the light. Once you turn the light on, now I want you to be the light. As you've dismantled, as you've revoked, now it's time for you to be the light. Be a portal. And be a way, sure, to show other people how to walk in the light and how to be a portal. But in order to do this, you got to have self-awareness. And you have to have faith in your own authority, not in someone else's authority. No one else can, I may get in some trouble, but no one else can anoint you for your journey. You must anoint yourself. Talking like this, oh my gosh, because people have not heard this type of talking for someone who understands self-awareness and the importance, cognitive dissonance just automatically just it just kicks in. And they think that you're talking about yourself like you're better, like you're arrogant, like you're egotistical, and it's not. It's about alignment. All of this is about alignment. And the beliefs that you have about yourself are also the gatekeeper of the path that you walk on. Whatever beliefs, whatever awareness that you have about you, that is the gatekeeper of the path. Some things that are on your path, because you don't believe and because you are not aware of who you won't have access to it. Like the people say, oh, they're gatekeepers. They're not going to give out all the information. We don't gatekeep over here. I'm giving you the information because I want you to be aware. I want you to remember who you are. And the wealth that you desire, the prosperity that you desire is a natural result of alignment, a natural result of awareness. I'm going to finish this up with this things that I'm going to say in this part here. You don't have a money problem. You don't. You don't have a money problem. Say, I do not have a money problem. You don't have a love problem. You have a self perception problem. I'm going to say it again. You don't have a money problem. You don't have a love problem. You have a self perception problem. And when you change your conception of yourself and your will, everything begins to automatically change. It'll change the world in which you live in, but it starts with you changing your self perception, changing what you know, and what you know as far as your awareness of who and what you are. Everything about you, everything that you desire is already done in the quantum field. But your access point is who you believe and who you are aware of yourself to be. That's the access point. If you read the Bible in the esoteric and the metaphysical, gain understanding of that, you will see that it's all about you. Everything in there was depicting stories, the parables were all about you. Because the understanding is if they gain knowledge of who they are, they become powerful. But they know that people are not going to read it for what in the right context. So therefore, you're disempowered. Every time you hear someone giving you something that's false about yourself, it disempowers you. I'm going to remind you again, everything you desire is already done in the quantum field. But the access point is who you know that you are, your awareness of yourself. You have to see yourself living the life you want. See yourself most abundant. As you walk into rooms from this day forward, feel how confident you feel walking in those rooms. Feel your power. Feel the peace of the people that is in the room. Let's just do that as an exercise. Let's do that as an exercise really quick. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to see your most abundant, radiant self walking into the room, whatever room you want to see it in. I like doing exercises. I like doing visualization because it helps us to create a mental picture, helps us to see ourselves in the reality and the state that we want. Because you are so busy looking at what's in your present, the real vision can be misconstrued. So see your most radiant and beautiful self walking into a room, or handsome self walking into a room. I want you to feel her confidence. Feel how confident she feels. Feel his power. How powerful are you? Feel your power. And then feel the peace of people that are in the room. Now I want you to merge with all of that. Step over into the virgin. And as you're stepping over into the virgin, I want you to make some things into law for you. I am the one I've been waiting for. Yeah, we know people are there, but you are the one you've been waiting for because there is only one person in this entire world, and that person is you. I am the only one I've been waiting for. I am my own permission to step out. And I prosper right now, not later. People are tired because they're constantly hearing it's going to happen. It's going to do this. It's going to happen in 300 days. It's going to happen this, that. People are tired. The spirit in you, source, divine intelligence in you wants you wealthy right now. The universe, the cosmic consciousness, the collective consciousness needs to be lit up. Not hiding in the back. You came here to create heaven on earth. And today, I'm going to charge you to do something. Don't pray about another thing. Just start inviting it. Don't hope for nothing else to happen in your life. Become that thing. Because your awareness is also creation. And in my last thing I'm going to say, and I want you to say this with me, I believe in the divine me. I move in my own authority. I trust the power that I carry. I am sovereign and I'm safe in my own essence and in my own divine right. I'm safe. I'm protected here. Okay? That's what I have for you all on this video. I hope that you all enjoyed this and I hope that it resonated with you as it did with me. All right? I invite you to look at the links in the description and become a part of my community that we have. I look forward to seeing you over there. When I finish with this, I'm going to be putting inside of the community like a journal exercise that coincide with this particular video. You want to have access to that, you have to be a part of the community. It's free, no cost to join. I look forward to seeing you over there. Until next time, guys, I'm Angela Yee. Have a good day.